Tonight, there are no videos or audio clips left, no transitions to manage, just one voice reflecting on an incredible journey. Please welcome Rohan Bopanna.
Good evening, everyone. Before I say anything else, I would truly like to pause for a moment. I would like to acknowledge something very important. Most of the people who matter most in my life are sitting here today. You're not here because of rankings. You're not here because of trophies. You're here because at some point in my journey, you stood close enough to feel the weight of it with me. Some of you all shared homes with me. Some of you all shared tables with me. A lot of you all carried silence when words were too heavy. This evening isn't really about tennis. It's about people. And I'm deeply aware that the room holds the people who made this life, my life, possible. And trust me when I say this, this is harder than any match I've ever played. This is not just goodbye to tennis, it's gratitude for everything the game has given me. The beginning. Coog, dreams, sacrifice. I come from the land of Coog, a beautiful, beautiful place, but not a place known for producing tennis players. When I started, we had no facilities, no funding, no roadmap, just one place to play tennis. And two people sitting right here who believed always more than what I did. There were plenty of rejections. Academy said no. People who asked my parents, why tennis? Why this sport? Is this even practical? The stress was constant, whether it was financial, emotional, mentally, and yet my parents sacrificed everything. You gave me more than opportunities. You gave me the courage when everything was stacked against you all, often in ways that were heavy and unseen. You chose belief over fear again and again. And I owe you more than words will ever be able to carry. To my mom and to my dad, thank you for everything you all have done, and I couldn't have done this without you all, so thank you. Homes that became family, that journey was never mine alone. Starting from Mysore, Boji Mama, Mami, Tim, in Bangalore, the one person I miss today is my Balyapa, my dad's brother. Dodawa, Pramod, Smith, Pavanana, Vicky Mama, Aditya, Amita. When we were in the US, my uncles, Bale Mama, Bale Mami, Jeevan and Joshi. Back in Coorg, Bojapa, Boja, Pradhan, Payal. These were just places I stayed. Thank you all for housing me, standing by me, feeding me, and most importantly, supporting me. These were homes that carried me forward and never once let me feel alone and away from home. So thank you to all of y'all. Thank you so much. My own family, strength without conditions. My sister Rashmi, my brother-in-law Kiran, Akya and Baba, you guys, you've seen me without a scorecard, without the wins and without certainty. You stood by me not only as family. You reminded me of who I was when the world only cared about what I did. To my niece and nephew Liana and Tavin, you may not fully understand what this journey meant, but your presence grounded me. You reminded me of laughter and innocence and the world far bigger than tennis. You all both gave me joy without expectations. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. The greatest club ever existed for me, the Madhapur Club. My extended family, to every single member of Madhapur Club. You were never about results, you were about the relationships. You celebrated the wins, but more importantly, you stood by me through losses, injuries, doubts, and comebacks. You reminded me that tennis was never bigger than people, and I'll carry that lesson long after I leave the court today. Thank you for sharing this entire journey. To my dearest friends who are here today, Dev, Vinay, Tarun, Mayur, Apana, and Sharat, all you guys, we've grown up sharing this journey together. You guys have grounded me and kept everything real for me. And thank you all for being part of this journey. And, I truly believe you guys are very much the family, the extended family, which I'll always love. So thank you. In 2012, a new family, a silent backbone. My life changed in a most beautiful way. I got married. Marriage didn't slow me down. It held me together. Along with my wife, I gained an entire family. To my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, thank you for welcoming me not only as an athlete, but as a son. You understood the sacrifices this life demanded, the travel, the uncertainty, the absence, and never once made me feel guilty for choosing my career. To my brother-in-law, Skanda, thank you for your quiet strength, your steadiness, for always being present without needing recognition. And then there is Supriya, my beautiful wife. Supriya didn't just marry a tennis player, she married a life that was already in motion. A life filled with pressure, opinions, judgment. These were moments when comments were made suggesting she was there only for glamour, only for appearances. What people never saw was the reality she lived every single day. She was present for everything, the injuries, the losses, the comebacks, the silent rooms, the days when confidence was fragile. She learned the ropes of this life while living it without a guide, without preparation, making sure my life was smooth enough for me to focus on my tennis. She shielded me from the noise I never heard, and then she became a mother while still navigating the world she herself was learning. She raised her daughter Trida with the strength, instinct, and grace that no one can teach. Thank you for your presence, your understanding, and especially the way you showed up when it matters most. I am deeply grateful and I love you. Thank you, sir. 2019, becoming a father, and then 2019, everything truly changed. The day our daughter Trida was born, the meaning of winning changed, the meaning of success changed, the meaning of time changed. Suddenly, every decision carried more weight. Not just, can I do this, but is this worth being away? She made me braver and softer, more focused and more grateful. If I stayed longer in the game, it was because I wanted to see what commitment looks like from her, that perseverance isn't loud, it's consistent. Trida, thank you for giving me a reason beyond tennis, and Dada loves you. There is an institutional support that backed this journey. 2003, I became part of the Indian Oil Corporation family. Their support was more than professional. It was a belief, it was a stability. Being part of the IOCL gave me that freedom to pursue tennis at the highest level, and I'm deeply grateful for that support. I also sincerely want to thank Mr. Chendraj Jain and Shankar sir for getting me enrolled in Jain College, for not really going to college like my mom said, not really wanting to study. It was more so for my tennis, and they encourage sports like none other. And I'm deeply, grateful for them for being part of this journey. I would also like to thank the Karnataka State Lawn Tennis Association and AITA for being part of my journey, for the opportunities which at times were challenging and not perfect, but in the end were very real. To my team who has managed me over the past decade from Meraki, as you saw one of the co-founders, Ajit, speaking here today, Toshan, Namrata, and for the entire team who's been part of my journey, thank you for making my life easy on the road with managing so many things around tennis and just making me a great entrepreneur and teaching me so many things, what life beyond tennis also looked like. So I'm extremely grateful to be part of your team. You guys have a great connection, not only with each other, but everyone who I've met and introduced you all to, and you have introduced me to. We've had a great bonding, rapport, and I'll continue to share these memories with you going for many, many years, and thank you, and I'm super grateful to have you by my side. Thank you, guys. Balu sir, thank you for your amazing contribution to my journey, which has grown with me with a lot of trust, responsibility for being part of my tennis journey. You now carry a much larger role as the director of the Rohan Bopanna Tennis Academy. And as my playing career comes to an end, your role in carrying RBTA forward becomes even more important. Thank you for standing beside me in this next phase, and to all my amazing coaches who have shaped who I am today, starting from my dad from day one, to Mr. CVJ Naidu from Bowring Club, Mr. Nandan Bal, Mr. Narendranath, Mr. Bhupati uncle, Srinath, each of you shaped important phases of my tennis life. What stayed with me was not just drills or tactics, but the discipline, values, and the love for the game you each taught me. So thank you so much. And my greatest family and friend, Scott Davidoff. 15 years, it's not a coaching stint, it's family. You know, you have believed through injuries, reinvention, and longevity. You've helped me not just to complete longer, but get better each and every day. And the most important journey along with you was you always knew when to push me to the limits and when to protect me. You stood by me at my strongest and at my most vulnerable days. I'll always be grateful for the memories we shared together. So thank you, and I love you, Scotty. Thank you so much. To all my wonderful people who you don't get to see on the court, all behind the scenes, to my physios, my trainers, my yoga teachers, my doctors, you know, starting from Muthu, Nanjunda, Mahindra, Veg, Yash, Gaurang, Rebecca, Mohan, and Jaya. I mean, you guys all just didn't treat injuries. You worked in spaces most people never see. You understood my body better than sometimes I did. You felt the wear and tear. Your work wasn't just about treatment. It was about trust. And because of you, I stepped onto the court feeling prepared, protected, and ready to fight every single time. So thank you very much to all of y'all. To all my doctors, and above all, Dr. Madan Balal, thank you for always choosing long-term health over short-term pressure. Every extra year I played has your fingertips on it. You saw me not just as an athlete chasing wins, but as a human being carrying pain, pressure, and the responsibility of showing up again and again. Because of your care, honesty, and patience, I was able to extend my career far beyond what anyone could have imagined. So thank you, Dr. Madan, and all my doctors who have been part of this journey. To all my partners, thank you for trusting with me with your game. Doubles is an intimate sport. It demands communication without words. Every success I've had in doubles was never mine alone. I've shared point by point, match by match with every partner who stood beside me, building something beyond myself. So thank you to each one of y'all. I know a few of y'all are sitting here, but to each one and every partner out there, thank you very much. This journey is as equal as mine, as much as yours. So thank you so much. Trust me, I am coming to the end, guys. 9 years ago, we started the Rohan Bopanna Tennis Academy. My dear friend Rahul Chitiana was one of the very first people to stand beside it. In those early days, there were more questions than answers. Thank you, Rahul, for helping RBTA get off the ground, not just by setting things in motion, but believing it was worth starting each and every step. After those early beginnings, Harsha Timaya helped strengthen the structure and growth, bringing clarity and consistency along the journey. And in the sports school with Mr. Srinivas Tekal. Thank you, sir, for taking RBTA to the sports school and helping a lot of kids in the journey. And today, Thanks to my dear friend Rishi Sridhar, who introduced me to Vivek and Ved at CSE, which is, I think, one of the best sporting centers we have today in the country. Thank you, Rishi, for introducing me to them, pushing me to move RBTA there. And today, I have Venkat along with my entire RBTA team at CSE, handling the day-to-day work that keeps this vision alive. To every coach, staff member, and administrator who are part of RBTA, thank you for building something that will outlast my playing career. And Nandan, thank you for hosting this event, for your guidance throughout my entire journey. Your integrity and always standing by me with clarity and conviction is truly something I can't thank you enough. So thanks so much, for each and every one of y'all. In closing, lastly, to my friends, fans across the world, thank you for being the quiet presence that followed me everywhere. If there's one thing I hope my journey shows, greatness doesn't always arrive early. Sometimes it arrives because you refuse to leave. I continued playing not because it was easy, but because walking away never felt honest. I stayed because there were mornings when the court was the only place that made sense to me, because even when results failed me, the work never did. I kept going through injuries, reinventions, and long stretches of doubt because this game kept asking me for more. I stayed for the relationships, the coaches who challenged me, the teams who carried me, and the friends who stood by when reinvention took time. And somewhere along the way, continuing became less about winning and more about honoring. Everyone who had walked the road with me, I leave this beautiful game knowing that while matches end, relationships do not. I stayed because the game gave me purpose, and I leave knowing it because it gave me all of you wonderful people. This chapter ends tonight, but the gratitude never will. Thank you to each and every one of you all. I love you all. Thank you and good night.